Chuck Schumer schmucking it out again.
Illuminati is a thing you need to watch out for. They want to depopulate and slave us so much more. World domination, I'll get into that later. I'm hardcore, fierce and sexy. You're just a hater. You deserve the ridicule because you're an absolute zero. I'm the keeper of the chalice, a rock and roll hero. I'm not an idiot nobody listens to, because I'm not a failure in life like you. Let's talk about Bill Gates and the mark of the beast and the orgies in the streets at the Catholic feasts and Bill and Hillary's human trafficking ring. And George Soros got the money to pay for everything. Socialism is for losers, working for the devil, chumps that can't fight, they ain't on my level. It takes an evil one to try to debunk and doubt it, so I'd rather die than stop talking about it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out for the Illuminati.
You're watching the MC Too Tall Show. I am goth scene ambassador and industrial rap icon MC Too Tall. All right, let's go. Chuck Schumer at it again with the theatrics. The theatrics. He organized a candlelight vigil for January 6th. January 6th. I have a niece whose birthday is January 6th. But anyway, it's also the day that the three wise men brought their frankincense and myrrh to the baby Jesus, which is why that's usually the day people take their Christmas decorations down. They keep it up until January 6th. So January 6th was always a day of significance prior to the patriotic protest that took place on that date in 2021. And you have people trying to compare that day to Pearl Harbor and 9/11. The people who launched those attacks are anti-American sons of bitches and bastards, and we avenged those because they got what they deserved. January 6th were just American patriots sharing their grievance about a stolen election. November 3rd, 2020 was a heist. And this apprehension of Nicolas Maduro will lead to some truths coming out about that. A lot of these voting machines had something to do with the Venezuelan government. Hugo Chavez cheated his way to the top. Nicolas Maduro used this method for that bogus re-election. And he's going to sing like a canary. Like a canary he shall sing. But Chuck Schumer wants to make it seem as though the protest of the November 3rd, 2020 heist, which took place January 6, 2021, was some sort of siege of American democracy. And Chuck Schumer could not be more wrong. And he knows he's wrong. But he wants to tug on the heartstrings of the American leftist voter and the American leftist civilian. And thankfully, a lot of leftists are turning around and supporting the side of the righteous. And I'll say this again. Islamic terrorists aren't our biggest threat. This secret subversion thing that people often tie to Israel isn't our biggest threat. It's not the pinnacle threat of all the world and the United States. The real threat is the American left, because the American left is the gateway to communism in the United States. And people like Chuck Schumer, who's supposedly a moderate, will open that floodgate. In fact, he's doing it now as we speak, and has been doing it for quite some time now. Remember, I said in my past video, there are no real moderates. What you think is a moderate is a subservient little bitch to the radicals that have taken over the Democratic Party. So, this is what you get. You get people that are perceived as moderates holding candlelight vigils, vilifying people that have got a justified presidential pardon. That presidential pardon was justified. They would have sat in there for the rest of their lives for simply practicing their First Amendment rights. There were people that did not destroy any property, that did not commit any bodily harm to anyone else on that day, who are rotting in jail and would have continued to rot in jail had Donald Trump not justifiably signed that executive order to grant presidential pardon to those J6s. Those J6s were heroes, every last one of them. And the only real casualty was a J6er, a patriotic American named Ashley Babbitt. You know, there are people who place George Floyd on a higher plane of society than Ashley Babbitt. One was a career criminal who died because he ate meth and not because some random cop was racist. The other was a decorated war veteran and an American patriot. They are not the same. I believe history will be much kinder to the J6s. It's not so kind now because we still have too many leftists in positions of power. When we pluck them out of power so that the adults could take over and run the operation properly, the United States of America and the world at large would be a much better place. So, I'm done with having to explain this. Completely done. Oh, what the hell? Who am I kidding? I love driving this point home. But anyway, till next time, on to the I say, respect God, watch out for the Illuminati, like, follow, share, comment, subscribe, stay strong, keep kicking that slang. It's your hardcore, fierce, and sexy host that is never gross. Look at me, I'm not gross. MC Too Tall. You be good now.